Welcome. Well, you're at home with Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family. And we are delighted that you have welcomed us into your home. We would love to hear from you. So send us an email with your question or a comment to jimandjoy@ewtn.com. Today, our guest is Kellyanne Guest. Now, Kelly is a very full life. She's a youth minister, a blogger, an author, a mother of 10 children, and previously she was a Dominican sister of St. Cecilia in Nashville. And though after discerning out of religious life, she was fully embraced her calling as a wife and a mother. And she's written a beautiful book that brings light to the great intersection between holiness and motherhood in the Catholic faith. And this beautiful book is called Saintly Moms, 25 Stories of Holiness. And this great book is available at ewtnrc.com. You could go to our website, none2nine.com. I love that website.
Yeah.
It really tells who she is. Like, you know, you follow God, you say yes to the Lord, you think you're going to be going one way, and then we do another way. And the beautiful thing that Kelly shared, he never wastes any opportunity of your past in your life to make a teachable moment in your present and for your future. That's the economy of our good God.
I like the phrase, the intersection between holiness and motherhood. And that's a lot of what's in this book with the 25 saintly mothers and love for their children, various circumstances and situations, and you're giving your life away. And yet it's God's way of bringing you home to himself to make you holy. You must be holy, for I, the Lord, your God, I am holy. And it doesn't say somewhere in the scriptures that motherhood is a way to save you. And so that's all throughout there. This should be a great encouragement to all mothers and to women. It's just a wonderful book. I've enjoyed reading it, and I'm not a mom, I'm a dad. So there's great resources and a saint for every circumstance and situation or a blessed that you could go to. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. Please don't go away.
Welcome back. We are at home with Jim and Joy, and today our guest is Kellyanne Guest. Kelly is a youth minister, blogger, author, and mother of 10 children. Previously, she was a Dominican sister of St. Cecilia in Nashville. Though after discerning out of religious life, she fully embraced her calling as a mother and a wife. And she's written a beautiful book that brings to light the great intersection between holiness and motherhood in the Catholic faith. The great book is called Saintly Moms, 25 Stories of Holiness. It's available at ewtnrc.com. We all have the opportunity to be holy, right? And so sometimes it comes to us in the way in our vocations, be it motherhood, be it a nun, be it a teacher, whatever our vocation is and how we serve the Lord. But tell our family what is one of the hopes for your beautiful book, and then also tell us which one of the saints you resonate to the most and why right now.
Okay, so I wrote the book to hopefully encourage and inspire moms, because being a mom is tough, you know, and to do it right will cause you to die to yourself, right? So I wanted to set up examples for other women so that they would know what they need to do to be able to live their vocation fully and let it help them become the saint that God's calling them to be. So that was a big thing, to provide encouragement and inspiration to other moms. The same that I needed to help me get through raising my 9 children. Right?
We're really in a culture, unfortunately, that denies children, whether it's contraception or whether it's people's idea of marriage. We have dinks, double income, no children, sterilizing themselves right before they get married. Okay, this is madness. Or maybe they just, whatever, that they don't understand it. But we've got to get across to them the richness of a human being, of a person, of a life, that this is worth it. And it's actually one of the key ways God's bringing you to salvation, bringing you into your personhood, that there's nothing greater, maybe a few things, but than to have a human being, to be a part of that process, and that it's a miracle, that we're not guaranteed a child. So many people desire a child and they just can't conceive a child. So really, I hope that this is promoting not only people who are already moms, but maybe somebody would read this and say, motherhood's worth it, and there's all sorts of moms and successes and failures and circumstances and situations, but I want to do something beyond myself. Yes. Because when you lose yourself, you find yourself. If you want to find yourself, you don't want to get married if you don't have a call to another vocation. You just don't want to get married, but you want to have the relationship, but you're not open to conceiving or having a child. You're going to lose your life. You find your life by giving your life away, by taking a risk, right? And there's no guarantees with this kid you're going to have. So I hope that your book will help some women say, I want to get married and have a child. I don't know if I'll be blessed in that way, but this is really something.
Yeah, I mean, motherhood, the children that God blesses us with helps us to become fuller person than that God has called us to be. It's through our kids that we grow in holiness, right? Sometimes in good ways and sometimes through not so good ways, but it's our children that, and so you were asking like a mom that resonates with me. Saint Gladys was one, because she's a princess. She was raised and baptized Catholic, Christian, and she was beautiful, caught the eye of, this is in Wales, and so there's more tribal, so another tribal king really fell in love with her and went and asked her father for permission to marry her, and the dad said, no, you're not a Christian, so I'm not going to give you permission to marry my daughter. So he went home, got a couple hundred of his men, and came back and kidnapped her, right? And
I guess you could do it that way.
Yeah, that's another way, right? And Gladys actually, like, you know, she's like, woohoo, this is fun. Like they were like predated Bonnie and Clyde. Like they were going out pillaging and stealing, and she just totally lost her Christian roots.
So she bought in. Wow.
Yeah, she did buy in. She sure did. And God helped her out by, they stole the cow of a holy monk. Hermit. His source of nutrition, right? He got milk from this cow. This was his sole source of nutrition. They stole it. And so this tenacious little monk went running after him, but unfortunately by the time he caught up to him, they were having to cook out some hamburgers, you know what I mean? Like they had already slaughtered his cow. And so that Catholic guilt always stays with you, right? You can act like it doesn't, but it does. And so Gladys is like, how can we make this up to you? And he wanted their firstborn son. Ooh. Now, it sounds really weird to us, but back in that time, it was not uncommon before public education for the wealthy to allow monks to raise their children, to teach them, right? So a lot of children would go to monasteries to be educated and live there. So Gladys allowed Caddick, her firstborn, to go to live with this monk, and he raised him in his Christian faith. And through him, through their son, he brought mom back into the faith, because she would, of course, be mom, miss her son, go visit. And as he grew older, realized, Mom, you guys aren't living this right. You're supposed to be leading your people in good example, right? And so eventually she comes back, and also through their prayers, the father did too. He had an extraordinary supernatural vision, really, that brought him back. He wasn't buying in so much, I'm not letting my son tell me what to do kind of thing. But eventually our Lord, through their son, brought both of them into the faith, into the fullness of faith. They went on to rule their kingdom justly and well, and then handed the kingdom over to younger children, and went off and lived a life of penance to make up for their wild and crazy days. But for me, the lesson was that don't be afraid to learn from your children. You know, that they have lessons to teach you. So oftentimes my children, in a nonchalant kind of way, will correct me. Mommy, should you be saying that? Mommy and Daddy, why don't you just kiss and make up? You know what I mean? So it's okay to be humbled by your children and let them correct you when necessary, and to say sorry to them. We teach them to say sorry and to receive forgiveness, but also for them to be able to give us forgiveness when we mess up sometimes.
And you're only going to learn that in the formation of your home,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And so this is how we heal and restore relationships when relationships are broken. This is how we get back together as a couple, and the children need to see that.
Yes.
But then this is how we get back together when we're broken as a mother and a son, or a daughter and a brother and a sister. We have to say we're sorry, and to say that's the most important thing to be restored back one to another.
Absolutely.
And you're only going to learn that in family life, and hopefully mothers and fathers are modeling that. If not, God will use the voices of your children to say, hey, you need to shore up these areas here,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
My children would correct me all the time. I was a yeller, and I yelled a lot.
Yeah.
And then I'd put my children to bed. I love you, I love you, I love you. I used to love putting my children to bed. And then my one son, I said, Matt, I'm so sorry for yelling at you today. Like, forgive mommy. And he said, Mama, you know we're going to forgive you, but when are you ever going to change? I was like, what? But that was, and God was like saying, Joy, when are you going to change? Like,
Yeah.
stop. Forget, like, you need a changed behavior here. And I remember walking down the stairs like, oh my God, when am I ever going to change? God help me to change.
Right.
And it was that question, that that thing that my son said to me that caused me to cry out to God
Right.
that something would change, that I would have the virtue of patience, as we're still working on that all the days of my life, but not to yell.
Right.
Right? Because that wasn't accomplishing anything anyway.
Right. That's exactly what that St. Gladys was trying to tell me too.
Yeah.
Exactly what you were saying right here.
And that's what we have to listen. We have to be humble. We have to forgive ourselves the sin of pride. We have to give that over to Jesus and say, Lord, make me teachable, make me humble, make me holy in all my ways. And all these beautiful saints have gone before us to help us.
So for every circumstance, situation, stage of life, and you're going through so many stages, there's a saintly mom to read about in this book, to learn from, but also have fellowship with. In the mundane things, the things day to day, and diapers up to the head, and cleaning, and nobody seems to be affirming anything. What saints or holy mothers do you have that a mom can look to and say, I might even want to say this out loud, but I need to tell somebody, and I don't have a friend to tell it to that really gets, who gets this? What saints do you have that get it?
So there's two that come to mind. The only one that's not yet on the process to canonization is Eliza Vaughn. She had 14 children. So talk about being elbow deep in diapers and dishes and such. She had 14 children. She actually was a Royce, like Rolls-Royce family. So
Okay.
prominent Protestant family, but studying in France, fell in love with the Catholic Church, came home, married a Catholic man. And she said, you know what? I want to give our family to the Lord. The church needs vocation. So of her 14 children, 13 survive into adulthood, 10 of them become religious.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
either priest, religious priest, or 4 nuns. Her 4 daughters became nuns.
That's
so 4
amazing.
out of
Some became
5.
like bishops and
So
archbishops.
Yeah.
so she had two religious priests, 1 diocesan, a bishop, archbishop, and a cardinal, and then 4 nuns.
Well,
Yeah.
God bless her.
So, but she made a holy hour every day and prayed for vocations. Now, a holy hour with 14 kids, I don't know. The only thing I can think is she had a nanny or 2 or 5 to help her, right? So, and not all of us are blessed with that. But she was, and so she took advantage of that by not watching soap operas, whatever they had back then, but making a holy hour and praying for her children and praying for an increase of vocations. But the one that really struck me most is St. John Bosco's mother, Mama Bosco. She's a Venerable Margaret Bosco, who raised 3 boys by herself pretty much. Her husband died when John was still little, so about 5. So she raised these boys. They were good men. John becomes a priest. She was so happy about that. And she's sitting back starting to reap the fruits of grandmotherhood, right? The other 2 boys got married. They had grandkids or kids, her grandchildren, and she's enjoying that. And John is in the city, and he's doing his priestly ministry among orphaned boys and troubled boys. And he starts an oratory, and he is just so much, he gets himself sick. So sick that his bishop sends him back home to Mama to get better. Like, we made him sick. Can you get him better again? And so Mama Margaret, she nurses him back to health. And he's getting ready to go back to Turin, to the city. And he said, Mom, I need help. If I go back and continue my work, I'm just going to get back here. These boys need a mom. Will you come with me? And so she does. And at the time, there's like a dozen or two boys, but it grows to be about 100 boys, over 100 boys. And she is older, and she's tired. So one night, after, she probably making all these beds and mending clothes and all this and preparing meals for them, she sits down with her sons and she's like, I'm tired. I want to go back home, you know? And John doesn't say anything. He just, his eyes go over to the wall and she follows his eyes and they're looking at the crucifix. And she understands that this is her cross and she has to continue to carry it. And she said, okay. But John also understood he couldn't do to his mother what was happening to him. So he started doing like weekend trips home to the country where he and Margaret would go and they would take just a couple, 2 or 3 of the good boys. So it was almost like, if you're really good this week, if you get all, then you get to go with Mama home to the country. But that gave her time away from all those boys, time out in the country, out of the city. So it is important for moms to have a little bit of a time out when they can get it right.
That's important.
But here's a woman that it just shows God is going to give us the grace to persevere through this, that we're going to be, so if you're ever feeling overwhelmed with all the household duties and all the children running around, pray to Mama Margaret. You know, she understands, she's been there. And so she is one that sometimes I'm like, oh, please, Mama Margaret. Please.
Now, she's a beautiful one, and EWTN did that movie, and they do a beautiful portrayal of her, and you get to really see her heart and her love for her son and her love for Jesus to be obedient to that.
And her love, this almost sounds like a foster care adoption overwhelming thing. Because Vaughn had 14 children. She had 3 boys, that's plenty, but it's like, is that overwhelming? But she took on. So
she extended her love and heart.
Yes, she did.
Care, foster care, you know.
And
other
those
kids
boys loved her.
Of course.
When she did finally pass, it was just like long line of all these boys that now were men, you know, following her casket to the church. It was beautiful.
Did you have another insight?
Yes,
into that?
I wanted to know about, for a woman who's a career woman and she's working, right? So we have one daughter that's a stay-at-home mom. We have another daughter that works, and she also is a mom. She has 4 kids. Who is the saint that they would go to for a working mom?
Maria Corsini. She was pretty well known before she even got married as an education professor, an author, and a sought-after lecturer. So, and then she fell in love with Luigi. And they are actually, a lot of people think it's Zélie and Louise Martin, but they are actually the first canonized couple that John Paul canonized, Luigi and Maria. And so, so she had a very successful career, but she also raised a family. And she and her husband, they started a foundation, a charitable foundation, to help those with disabilities be able to go to Lourdes. It first started off as Lourdes, but then the other pilgrimages, so raising money. They did scouting, but not in their nice little quiet town, in the city. And they made their children go, and they started like scouting groups for the poor children and for children in the city, and their children would join these scouting groups and they would run them so that these children would have someplace safe to go and some education and charitable works also. So somehow she was able to balance that career that she had with her family life. Again, she's another one during World War II, so she joined the Red Cross and was a nurse for the Red Cross. And her home, which was always open to those in need, she also did hide some Jews during the time to try to get them out to safety during the World War. So
so it never ends. Like you can't come home from work and just say, okay, now I'm done. There's always an extension of more and more and more, because God always requires more from us.
But he also gives us the grace to do it.
That's right.
So he never gives us anything that he doesn't provide the graces for.
That's
and I think that's what these ladies, these saintly moms taught me, is that no matter what God has given us to do, whatever the calling is, whatever the cross might be, he's given us the grace to be able to pick that up and go with it. And boy, especially for moms, what a blessing. I mean, like you were saying before, the children are what makes us who we are, that they are our greatest blessing. I know pride is a capital sin, But if I could be proud of anything, it's my kids.
Yeah.
They're turning out to be pretty good
Yeah.
human beings.
That's always the
We're going to
best.
hold you over for the final segment.
Okay.
Saintly Moms, 25 Stories of Holiness, Kelly Ann Guess. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. Don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, we're finishing up our conversation with Kellyanne. Now, Kelly, it's so beautiful to know these saints, that they're out there for us. You put it in a little snapshot, the 25 for moms to get in touch with, to say, I need to call on this one, to help us as we journey on our role of motherhood. But who is a good saint that they could turn to for a friend? Because friendships and being a mom, sometimes you just feel like you're in a desert and nobody gets you. The whole world is just driving away and off to work, and you're left home in this desert of no friends.
So St. Francis of Rome, she actually was one of my favorite to write about. She actually wanted to be a sister, but she's living during a time where there's prearranged marriages. So she was not allowed to be a nun. She went to be married. And she did end up falling in love with her husband, and they had a beautiful family. But the thing is, in the beginning, she was not performing her wifely duties of a duke. She did not, like for her, fasting was easier than feasting, right? She'd rather be in the chapel praying than entertaining guests, right? So she got herself real sick. And it was only through a vision of St. Alexis, who appeared to her, and it's like, okay, do you want to die or you want to do God's will? And she was like, that she got well again, right? But God, again, whenever he asks you to do anything, he always sends you the graces you need. So what he sent her was a friend. Venosa was actually her sister-in-law. And together, they both had this love for the church. So she found someone that understood that I want to be in the church. And so Venosa said, okay, so we're going to go to Mass. Okay, but then we're going to come back and we're going to put on the fancy dresses and we're going to entertain, and we're going to keep these old biddies in line, right? We're going to keep the conversation godly. We're not going to let them gossip, right? And then we'll feast with them, but in the evening we'll fast. Okay, and so Venosa helped her navigate it until she was able to figure out how to be the best wife and mom that God was calling her to be. And that's so true for us. We need someone to help us in our journey through motherhood, right? We need another mommy who is going through it with us, or maybe even a little bit ahead of us, that can help guide us and to encourage us, to help us get to Mass, maybe watch each other's kids so we can have date night with our husband. We need that. So pray to St. Francis of Rome and say, send me a Venosa. Send me a friend that can help me through this journey of motherhood so I don't go crazy, and I can still live my vocation and have that time out or whatever it is that I need. Someone to just understand what I'm going through and just listen to me. We need that.
Well, you said you would just crave for adult conversation, right? It's like, I just need someone who I could share my heart with, and just someone to listen, to say, it's okay, this isn't the end of your story. This is a hard time you're going through right now, but it's going to be okay.
Right. I remember going grocery shopping with the kids and finding somebody I would know, and the kids were like, because they knew I was going to start talking, because I've been talking to you all day. I want to talk to an adult for a little while, And then the time bomb of the kids would be going off, and I'll be like, okay, got to go now, finish my shopping. But yeah, we need that adult conversation. We need someone who's been there and done that. And that's why I wrote the book. These women have been through it, and they understand when I'm going through it. What a blessing it is to be Catholic, to have the communion of saints. You know, that we can turn to them and say, you made it. Help me.
Pray for me.
Ask God to send me the graces I need right now.
Kelly, thank you so much for the gift of this book, for blessing the church, and especially women and mothers. Saintly Moms, 25 stories of mothers, saintly moms of holiness, the intersection of motherhood and holiness, EWTNRC.com. Go to the website as well, nun29.com. Saints, holy women for every circumstance and situation. You're never alone. the saints want to enter into more full fellowship with you if you invite them to do so. God bless you and all of your loved ones. Keep it on EWTN. You're an important part of this family. You're never alone. You're always at home with Jim and Joy. Bye now.